welcome. Or welcome back to Heretic Owl Tarot, Heretic Owl, either way, words. I'm going to apologize in advance for words because I have been struggling with words for the last 2 weeks or so, maybe a little bit longer. I keep telling myself that I'm going through a throat chakra upgrade, and I hope that's true. Because it's really annoying. You need words to communicate. Most times, not all the time. So anyway, like I said, you know, I apologize in advance if I'm like stumbling over my words. And especially because I'm going to be reading out of the definitive book of human design. So not trying to be annoying. But of course, if you are here at this specific reading, you would be a Heretic Investigator 5-1 profile, or you're like, what the hell is this? All are welcome. If you don't know your human design profile, there is a link in the description below for you to grab yours. Sorry about that. You'll need the same information that you use for your natal chart. So birth date, time, and location. Human design is a bit more finicky when it comes to the time because it can change aspects in your chart depending on the time that you were born. So if it's not accurate, then just know that it may not resonate. Now, of course, if you don't know your specific birth time, maybe you have an intuition that you were born in the morning, afternoon, evening, overnight, or maybe somewhere down the road, you know, somebody mentioned that you were born at a certain time during the day. I would just use a time that correlates to whatever that time of day is. You can also play around with it. Like for me, it doesn't matter what time I was born. On the day that I was born, I was going to be a manifesting generator 5-1 profile. There were maybe a few gates that might have changed, but those aspects did not. However, like for my dad, his type changed throughout the day. And I've seen other people's where, you know, their profile might change, but their type doesn't. So anyway, you know, feel free to just kind of play around with that in there and see if it does change anything in your chart. Because maybe it doesn't, and then it doesn't matter for the most part. Like I said, some gates can change. Anyway, so you'll get a body graph that looks like this without the notes on it. You'll see your type, your profile, your definition, inner authority, your strategy, your not self theme, and your incarnation cross. Not necessarily in that order, but for the purposes of these readings, we're using your profile. And really that's because the profile, like reading about this specific profile is what got me hooked into human design, because it was honestly kind of the first time that I ever felt validated in my experience through life. So after that, I was like, I need to know everything, and I'm still learning. But it's certainly not the most important. I think the cool thing about human design is that all of these aspects all work together in conjunction. So, you know, you hear a lot about using your strategy and authority. Like that helps you to enter into experiences that are correct for you. Your profile is kind of how you interact. Like what is your relationship to either other people or the energies in your gates? So again, you know, it all just kind of, it all works together. And then your incarnation cross is part of your purpose. So, like I said, I'm going to read from the definitive book of human design. Last time we read this background section, and today I'm going to read the personal, which is a little long. So I apologize for that. If you don't really want to listen to me read, you can skip ahead to the reading, because of course we'll follow this up with the tarot reading. So this says, transpersonal destiny means that you are here to deal with karma, and you are designed to have encounters with others that can be important and potentially mutative for both you and them. If you can picture your life as a grid with intersecting points that represent these encounters, you can get a sense of how you are destined to meet allies in life who are here to assist you, as well as receive assistance from you. These karmic encounters, which very often can feel like deja vu, can be as complex as a business arrangement or as simple as someone asking you for directions. You are aware on some level of your conscious transpersonal fifth line, and a luring and seductive line that is continually projected upon. Others feel, without even knowing you, that you have something potentially important and helpful that they need. This projection draws people to you, providing you with the ability to have the encounters in life that you need in order to live out your unique life purpose. Others project onto you that you can lead, guide, help, or save them. And when it's the right projection, you enjoy filling the role and being able to deliver practical solutions with your expert problem-solving skills. There are times, however, when the projection you are feeling is not the right one for you, and you feel insecure and unsure that you can provide what the other person needs and wants. It is important for you to know which projections are the correct ones to say yes to. If you say yes when it is not correct, you can get caught in the illusory web created by the projections of others and make commitments you cannot live up to, resulting in a tarnished reputation. It is healthy for you to be suspicious and a bit paranoid of the expectations of others. Ra has said, the hopes and dreams of humanity rest on the shoulders of a fifth line. This is a big responsibility to carry, and the best way to operate within this expectant projection field is to stand on solid, practical, and authentic foundation. One of the advantages of being a fifth line is that the initial projection from others starts out as positive. People are projecting onto you that you can deliver what they need, and if you deliver something practical, your reputation will flourish. If a practical solution is not provided, if what you have given them is a house of cards, your reputation suffers and the heretic will be burned at the stake. Without a reputation that can be trusted, your conscious fifth line may have to change direction and begin again somewhere else. You need to make sure that before you get involved, you are prepared with a practical solution that works for everyone. You do this with your unconscious first line, the investigator. Your first line is designed to get to the bottom of things, to study and establish a secure foundation of knowledge. Once you have a solid foundation and have become an authority, you are prepared to impact and mutate society when needed. Following your strategy and authority will guide you to the right circumstance and timing for universalizing your practical foundation. You are a keen observer of the world around you, and preparedness as well as correct timing is essential to your success. When the two come together, you are the heretic investigator who can break through humanity's habit of seeing things in the same old way and make your revolutionary heretical point of view work when all else has failed. Unlike fourth lines, those whose greatest influence is within their network and personal associations, you are most powerful as a stranger of consequence. You are designed to interface with new people who are ready to receive your heretical mutative information. Familiarity breeds contempt for a fifth line. You greatly benefit from times of withdrawal out of the projection field to build up strength and cultivate your skills so that you can be ready to meet the next crisis when the commitment is correct for you. You find refreshment on many levels through cultivating beauty and creativity. Does that sound like you? It sounds like me, especially, you know, that expectations bit. For as long as I can remember, I just like, I feel myself shutting down anytime I have the feeling of a hint of an expectation. And I think it's because, you know, of that like burning at the stake thing. I've been burned a few times based on, you know, unmet expectations that most times we're not even really aware of, right? Because if we were aware of them, we would be able to kind of manage those expectations a bit better. So yeah, definitely. And also, you know, as far as the 5th line goes, we are to look at our conscious sun and earth placements. So these top 2 on the personality side, which is also the conscious side. So I have 8.5 and 14.5. The number before the dot is the gate that's activated. And then the number after the dot is the line. So that's where we get the 5 in our 5th line. And then on the unconscious side, you know, we have the 1st line. So anyway, looking at your conscious sun gate and earth gate gives you an idea of what or how the projection field works for you. So definitely something to Google. You can also comment below and provide your conscious sun and conscious earth placements, and I can provide that information to you. If you want me to email it to you, then just provide your email address also. And then of course, I mean, you can go back and delete that if you don't want your email to be out there. Can you send messages on? I don't think so. If you feel more comfortable sending me a message, you can do so on Instagram. I believe that I put a link to my Instagram in the description below, but it's just heretic.owl on Instagram. So you can just send me an email and I can send you what the projection theme is. And like for me, for instance, and I'm just going to shuffle the cards a million times and do a 6-card spread. So just 2 rows of 3 cards. So like for me, I think my conscious sun talks about, you know, like coming across as being arrogant, or people project onto me that they see me as arrogant. Which honestly, you know, like is true. I've had that before. And sometimes I even feel it. And I'm not even sure, you know, of course, like it's probably because that gate is activated for me, but I'll just kind of stop myself and regroup. And the 14 gate talks about, you know, like people getting what they need and moving on from me. So it talks a lot about, you know, like how parents raise children and then just kind of send them off to do their thing. I'm not a parent, but, you know, I understand the analogy as far as like, you know, kind of helping people get to wherever they are, you know, giving them the information that they need and then just kind of setting them free and going to do what they need to do. And I feel like that's a lot like these tarot readings, right? Like I'm giving you a message and kind of sending you on your way. Or at least that's how I interpret it. So definitely very interesting. Yeah. Okay. I like heard in my head that, but now let me just shuffle just a couple more times to get those cards integrated again. Like when that starts happening, I know that they're annoyed with me and it's like time. 2 more. There it was. And these cards are like a little bit new, so they're just kind of shedding a little bit. That's why I keep clearing that off. All right, here we go. Oh my gosh. We have the World, 4 of Pentacles, 5 of Pentacles, Page of Wands, the Emperor, 5 of Swords. What was that? I was going to pull another one. This is the 10 of Pentacles. And then the 8 of Wands. Okay, I hope that's straight enough. So we'll go through each one of these cards as we do. So we start off with the World card. Very interesting. You know, the World signifies the end of a journey, a cycle closing, right? Because we begin with the Fool. And this is the end of the Fool's journey. Like, what needed to be learned was learnt. What needed to be seen has been seen, right? And it's time for this thing to come to an end. And really so you can embark on a new adventure. I mean, this could be a way of thinking. It could be a way of doing things. It could be, you know, like an old thought pattern, an old behavior pattern, shame stories, you know, like it can really be anything. It doesn't necessarily need to be like something extreme like the end of a relationship or selling your house and moving. I mean, it certainly can be if that fits your situation. But, you know, again, it doesn't necessarily have to be like super duper extreme. And then we have the Page of Wands here. And, you know, wands talk about action and communication and creativity, passion, desire, the things that you are like acting towards. I also see them as being the information cards, either giving information or receiving it. And with the Page of Wands, it's kind of like a younger, playful energy. So this to me has this feeling of it's time to stop fucking around. Not to say that you are, but you know, like if you are stalling on doing something or stalling on ending something, or even just stalling to begin something, it's, you know, this to me feels like it's saying, okay, like for real. Because the Page of Wands does F around a little bit. You know, that's that younger energy, like being playful, imaginative, creative. I kind of want to see what... I love reading from the books too, because... Let's see. A fox ventures out from its hiding place amongst the foliage and whispers a dream to the night. The Page of Wands is a free spirit who heralds new beginnings. This moonlit marauder has not yet been weighed down by the burdens of the material world and has a true passion for life and all its potential. The appearance of the page in a reading indicates that you are on the verge of a new discovery or a new phase of life. You could be experiencing a creative You have been experiencing a creative restlessness that is waiting for expression. This card represents the creative spark that comes suddenly and ignites a flame of new passion for life. Which is also beautiful, right? Because this could even just be saying, you know, whatever cycle it is coming to an end is allowing the energy to be available for this new creative outlet or adventure. Or even just an invitation to take on a new adventure. I mean, we have the 10 of Pentacles here, which talks about legacy, abundance. This is, you know, like enough for yourself and to share like with others. You know, Pentacles talks about money and how we make it, how we spend it, how we invest it. It could even be our time. How are we investing our time and energy? It could be our physical body. This could even be, you know, like it was saying about how you need, that, you know, that transpersonal karma, needing other people to reach your purpose or to meet your purpose. So this could even be, you know, kind of something, you know, some new adventure that does include other people. Maybe you want to start giving readings. And honestly, like I've been thinking about, starting to offer personal readings again. I haven't for a while because shit was crazy. But anyway, so, you know, I mean, like it could just be something to where you are starting to consider, you know, a position where you work with other people or even getting involved with the community. This could be like activism, something that just really kind of lights your fire and just gives you that sense of purpose and fulfillment. Because we have the 4 of Pentacles here, which talks about holding on too tight to something. I believe in this deck, it talks about being a bit selfish. Let's see. A grizzled merchant sails through a blizzard to escape his hometown with his wealth. This rabbit is not a generous, friendly character. He has sucked every penny out of his family, his community, and now hoards it in a miserly way that leaves him alone in the cold. This card illustrates an individual who had success but is not wielding it in a way that is conducive to happiness. Good parents teach their children generosity from a young age, and it is an opportunity to return to those roots. Now is a time for selflessness and generosity, and to value the community around you. And then the 5 of Pentacles says a woman is stripped of her clothing and her pride passes a snowy church with an asp directing her onwards. The 5 of Coins warns against pride. Idealism and vanity may have caused you to turn your shoulder to those who would help you. Though this is represented as the luminous window of a church, it is not necessarily religion that will guide your way. Family or friends might be offering you financial or emotional help. Accept it. The repercussions you fear are imagined, for if you meet generosity with gratitude, everyone will thrive. So, right, like, this could even be, you know, like that first line investigation thing. Like if you have been just kind of diving into learning something new, but maybe you're just kind of keeping it to yourself. Maybe you're holding it pretty close to your chest. This is saying that it's it's time to share those things with other people. And maybe even start charging them for it. Because this is Pentacles, this is Pentacles, this is Pentacles, right? Like, and that could be even what these two are. Like, you know, maybe start taking yourself a bit more seriously here. And we have the Emperor. And I love this because he has white tattoos. And I have white tattoos on my fingers. So I love this Emperor. But the Emperor is an authority, right? Like a leader of something. Let's break out the book again. Whoop. The Emperor stands tall and overlooks his realm. Unlike in some decks, this Emperor is a youthful spirit of nature rather than a stern, bearded patriarch. As a counterpart to the Empress, he embodies all the positive aspects of masculinity. He does not control, but supports and protects. The stability of his character is reflected in the stony backdrop, and his ram horns allude to Aries, the first sign of the Zodiac. As a result, the Emperor is a born leader and a passionate provider. His presence in a reading heralds a period of stability and security in your life. Trust your ability to lead the way. Dude. Right? And quite frankly, like, this is almost like exactly what we just read from the definitive book of human design, right? Because this is offering practical solutions. This is, you know, like having some level of success in whatever the thing is that you have been maybe investigating, working on, building a knowledge on. And the Emperor would be offering that practical solution, that practical advice. And I also love how he is youthful. And we have this page that is also youthful. So this might just be a totally new kind of venture for you. But there is success here with the 10 of Pentacles. Like, there is an opportunity for this thing to take care of you. And it's interesting, we have two fives here. The 5 of Pentacles and the 5 of Swords. We just read about the 5 of Pentacles. And, you know, generally the 5 of Pentacles talks about lack, or, you know, kind of being concerned about the lack of money. And maybe that's, you know, like a fear that you have, like that, again, either enough money wouldn't be made from this thing, or you're going to go through a period of robbing Peter to pay Paul, whatever the case may be. But the energy of the fives, you know, it's a transitionary period. So it's understanding, especially with the 5 of Pentacles, that it's a temporary energy. And it is something to move through instead of getting stuck in. And also, this figure is kind of moving towards the past. So if this is, again, an old way of thinking, then again, you know, like the world is coming in to say, because we're heading back to this 4 of Pentacles and we want to be moving forward. That's what the world wants us to do. And then we have the 5 of Swords here, which I see the 5 of Swords as being like a battle of wits. The swords talk about our mind, our intellect, our thoughts, how we're perceiving our realities. I also see the swords as being ego, because generally that's where we hear our ego, is in our minds. So this could even just be a battle that you're having with yourself, because even too, right, like there's this snake here, and then there's a snake wrapped around her. There's a snake in this stained glass that has an apple in its mouth. There's a couple apples here. I hope you can see that. So it's almost, you know, like, and I've seen snakes come up as, you know, temptation, especially just this imagery with, you know, the snake and the apple and, you know, Adam and Eve and all of that. Temptation, right? So this could even be like, you know, something just kind of trying to keep you, or even force you to go back into an old way of doing things. And we're not going to do that in Saturn retrograde, right? Saturn just went retrograde today, which is June 5th. So, right, like this is an invitation. And even, you know, with this World card being at the beginning and the 5 of Swords being at the end, it's also indicating there needs to be an end to this kind of battle that you have with yourself. And obviously as much as you can. It's not like all of a sudden you flip a switch and you're like, okay, I'm done battling my ego. No. But it is just almost, you know, kind of keeping a focus on these two cards. Keeping a focus even on this card. Recognizing that, you know, maybe this fear or concern is going to be there, and it's something that you're going to have to wrestle with, but do that while also moving forward, because we have the Eight of Wands. Oh my gosh. We have the Eight of Wands here, and I do want to read what the Eight of Wands said, because I've already read it a couple times, and of course, don't ask me, because I'm like, I don't remember. 8 green-leafed wands emerge from the heart of a peregrine falcon. I might be pronouncing that wrong, more than likely. The Eight of Wands signifies freedom and space. You are unburdened by previous challenges and are full of energy for your activities. This card is all about speed. You can expect to be very busy and efficient, and this will be a pleasant feeling as you are enthusiastic and making progress towards your goals. Yes. So this right here, like I said, it may be a concern because maybe past stuff, it could even just be the story that you have kind of created around your ability or deservability, right? Like it's that ego shit, right? But the Eight of Wands is saying, you know, like, that is not going to be the case. You are going to be busy and successfully so, like successfully doing it. And also we have the Six of Wands behind that, which is like kind of double confirming, because the Six of Wands is success. It's victory. It's harmony. I love how, you know, these wands are attached to her fingers. And then there's this one wand up here. So, I mean, this could be something that you're using your hands for. This could be something that you are creating yourself. Or maybe that you want to create yourself. And again, I mean, that could range from art to a business to, you know, coaching, whatever the case may be. And I love that I did turn this card over, because I do feel like, you know, the two bottom cards here, or this is the top card, but the two cards, it's just kind of like double confirming this need to end holding on to the goods that you have and sharing those goods with others and having kind of this playful attitude about it. I love this. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for being here. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.